G'day guys, Calvin, Cartoon in New Zealand. I can hear a V8 on its way. Brendan, a mate of mine, has got Big Red. And Big Red is a Hilux 106 with a supercharger on it. So let's get in, we've got some repairs to do, and then we're going to go for a play and have a chat about it. It does have a handbrake. Well, it didn't in the past, so that's a new feature. What do you think about that idle switch?
It's missing a wire.
It's missing. It's just not there.
It's not there, it's disappeared.
Have you heard how high it was idling? We've already done some diagnosis, and the idle switch that goes back to the ECU, the wires, this loom's getting a little bit old, a little bit crusty. And the wire's broken off inside the loom.
You plugged it back on.
I did plug it back on.
There we go.
What's that whirly thing on top?
It's a stupid charger.
And what ECU are you running?
Standard.
Would you do it again?
No. But it's a good little improvement. If you're not going stupid power. It does produce enough torque to make you put a smile on your face, put it that way. Without going stupid.
Because you are only on a little M90.
Yeah. At 5 pounds.
At 5 pounds, right. And I've got to find this plug for you, eh? Find that connector.
Well, it does work. It is working.
I don't really care. We're going to put terminals on it. Yeah, right. Let me dig in there. We'll just fix this. How long have you owned this truck?
7 years.
Was it 7 years ago you turned up at my shop with us?
Yep.
7 years ago?
Yep.
Because you bought it without a gearbox, wasn't it?
The gearbox wasn't in it.
It was on the back.
It was on the back.
What year is it?
This is 1990, this.
It's a 106.
106.
And it had standard, it was just a standard NA engine when you got it, wasn't it?
Yes.
Because we did something with the diagnostic plug. We wired that diagnostic plug.
Yes.
We changed some stuff there.
We also did the stepper motor.
Yeah, made that work.
Plugs, leads.
Oh, that was a long time. That's why I can't really remember. And when you supercharged it, how did you do the manifold?
That's actually an online manifold. You download the PDF file, and it tells you how to make it.
Oh, so you could actually just, it was one that you found somewhere online, and they gave some dimensions, and because I noticed you've still got your fuel dampener in there, so that's all good.
Yeah.
And you just had a little an M90 off a Commodore sitting around.
That's actually off a Ford Thunderbird, that one.
Oh, yep.
But yeah, same
Thing. You
thing.
just had one and put it on, and
the front pulley is the modified idler pulley from down here.
oh right, yeah. and then it's got a different pulley down the front, and your pulley set up. You got a couple of different pulleys that did you make these up yourself?
Made them all up. So that's actually an old tensioner off a Lexus V8 that I welded a guide on.
Yep.
This
is Kiwi ingenuity at its best, isn't it? Yeah, you can see it. It's a camber tensioner, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
The only
idler.
bad thing about it is it does rub there and it squeaks a bit, makes a bit of noise, but
right.
It does work.
You've obviously stripped out the hydraulic fan, or was that already done?
No, when I got the vehicle, it was running a line round to an oil cooler and back.
Oh, yeah.
So I stripped that out
Yeah.
and put a bearing in it.
In the back?
Yep.
Because there's a bearing in the front of those ones, and then you've got to be careful because the shaft goes in the back.
Yep.
Not ideal, but it works.
But I had to put a bearing in the back because with the extra loading it had with the supercharger, it was just knocking it off.
We've got those later model ones now. If it ever shits itself, we can Put a proper one on.
Which is sitting on my shelf at home.
Oh, you've got one. Bronwyn's been sneaking stuff home. Right. And then, because it had the radiator in the front when you bought it?
Yes.
Did that get changed before or after the supercharger?
Just before.
Oh, yep. Okay. So on this one, you've blocked the bypass circuit?
Yeah. I did. Wasn't happy with it.
Have you got a thermostat in it?
I have got a thermostat in it.
Oh, you've got a thermostat in it, and
to be honest, with the Davies Craig setup, you probably don't need it. So I might take the thermostat back out and block off the bypass again, because it takes a long time to heat up, because it's got to heat up all that water going to the back and come. So that when I got it, the radiator was a Sora radiator.
Oh, was it?
That was TEC screwed and cable tied to the front.
Yeah.
With a whole lot of right angle beams going around, and it was just an absolute shambles. The motor was actually here.
Oh, did you actually move it back? Because it still had the handbrake assembly in it, so you've taken the handbrake assembly out. That's why it hasn't had a handbrake for so long.
Yeah.
Because you've taken it all out and right.
Yeah.
So now you've put a better setup inside. Got it. So you remounted the gearbox, remounted the engine, moved everything back, and that gave you then room to put the Davies Craig in and radiator on the back.
Yep.
Okay, got it. I understand. I see lots of dairy pipe. Well, why would there be lots of stainless dairy pipe around?
There is a possibility that I worked as a milking machine technician and installed milking machines for 16 years prior to what I'm doing now. So a lot of stuff's just been raided out of the scrap bin.
The old spares, like a lot of jobs like this that you find. And kept the standard ECU.
Yep.
And of course you had to do some...
We put larger injectors in.
So we've only got, because this was a 220cc injector engine, and you only went up to the 250, didn't you?
Yep.
So basically you just went up to the biggest available stock injector.
5 pounds boost, or five and a half. And that's about it, really. Or we've just fitted your set of extractors.
Oh yeah, I haven't looked at them yet probably. They're looking quite lovely.
V-bands. Just fitted some of those.
Can't really see them, but they look pretty good in there with the V-band, eh? They fit nice in this, eh?
They do.
They fit really nicely. Right, okay, well, let's get it fired up and check that TPS. Let's put all its battery terminals on. We'll look at checking its TPS and see if we've got an idle now. So easy to find when you've got diagnostic equipment, eh?
Absolutely.
Straight to the problem. Right, we'll do some rewiring of that alternator. Turned off. Duk, duk, duk. You've rerouted the idle speed control unit at the back, haven't you? That's at the back of the manifold under there.
It's the only place I can really fit it.
Now, just to confuse everyone, is this a Gen 1 or a Gen 2 engine?
It's a Gen 2 block with Gen 1 accessories and computer and everything else.
Oh, that was very diplomatic, wasn't it? So it's actually got the light rods and light pistons in it.
Yes. And it's had an absolute thrashing. It's quite often held on a limiter and third gear dumps to get up a hill or whatever. This particular motor's been in here for probably 5 years.
Yeah.
It's been seized, so it's been that hot that it melted the spark plug leads. And we had I wound it back into the shed with the starter motor, and the water was going poof, 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 poof out the radiator cap. I come back out. Next morning, I got some leads off you, put the leads on, boom, straight to life, re-bled it. Because the reason I had an airlock in the heater, that's why it cooked itself, and it's been going ever since.
You didn't we talk heads?
What
No.
for? That's too hard.
Oh, you're an animal.
It was a $700 engine that I actually brought, and it didn't actually turn over. It turned over, that. So I, after work each night, poured some oil in the spark plug holes, managed to turn it over, and it's been going ever since. So it never turned over when I got it. It's been cooked, and it's been utterly thrashed with a supercharger on it.
So you haven't even had the heads off this one?
No.
Not this one?
No.
Right. So it's a Gen 2 long block,
Yes.
Gen 1 accessories and stuff bolted on with your charger. And that's why it's got the early airflow meter plumbed in. Just to confuse everyone.
Just to confuse everybody.
Yep. Right, well, let's get into there and do the wiring over here. So guys, I'm gonna butt in a little bit and just explain what the plan was. Brendan was coming out, we were sorting the alternator wiring, then we were going down the quarry, have a bit of a look over his truck, have a bit of a chat about it. Well, it turns out that the alternator wiring, it grew. And he didn't get to do it in one day. It grew, and there were other problems. And there was the TPS, and when he drove here, the 15-minute drive to get to the workshop was much longer. So there was other problems that we had to do. So what turned into a quick chat ended up as 3 days worth of work. But I got some highlights. Let's have a look through those highlights. If you want to watch the big long videos, they're coming up as well. We'll show you the 3 days of repair. But let's check out some highlights and see what we found. Until you actually decided to cut all these out of the fuse box, and now you've taken that other stuff off, you're probably going to be okay with that wire. It's not the worst one I've seen. The vehicle still ran, and it's been running good for years.
Oh, this is Davies Craig. That one there's a light bar, but it's got a 10 amp in it.
Okay,
So
that's more like it.
But it's got a small 10 amp,
Yep,
micro fuse.
Yo, Brendan, what are you going to tell Bronny?
Nice. It was running.
He's talking
nice.
to Bronwyn.
But now we've got a massive bird's nest in regards of.
They're actually fuse links, those ones.
How many wires have we got into the same terminal on that?
And this one isn't so bad because they are fuses, and then you've got those two fuses there. And then that's cut off because that's got ignition. That's probably not, no. So if I put that on its fuse going inside, we're good. It'll run off one relay. And we can check the amperage draw anyway. If we need to, we'll put another one on. I don't know if I've made any progress, eh? Oh well. We kind of have a plan. The shit leaves, the new stuff goes in, connectors, alternators, wires, looking good. Does the ignition light up, and do we have a battery light? There's a battery light. Start it. Fingers, knees and toes. You can mount that up. And you just need to fix the wiring that you got wrong. What colour's brown?
Poo and brown.
You should know about poo. And green, like grass. You don't put them together. No. Yeah, that's everybody home. Let's go for a drive. I want to go for a drive. Hey, it's all legal too. Man, you've got a novel on your cert plate, haven't you? That is a cert. Look at that. Toyota 5-speed manual. Toyota mod. Double over cam. Fuel injected plus supercharger. It's actually suited for the supercharger. Exemptions. 2-link suspension front, 4-link and panhard rear. And it says it's got Safari diffs in it. Does it have Safari diffs in it?
Yes.
Why did you take out the Hilux diffs?
It's like brake.
Normal people don't break them.
I do.
You broke the diffs. So in went Safaris. Alright, let's drop it down, go for a drive.
Put some fuel in it.
Put some fuel in it. I don't want to run out. That would upset me. So it's not responding at all to throttle?
It gets worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse.
Okay. Jason's asking us for us to hurry up.
It's going to be really... No, we don't.
He is going to have to back up with the tyre and give us a push, eh?
I got no throttle!
And it's a supercharged Hilux versus a Suzuki.
Forward.
You want to race?
Yeah.
Supercharged Hilux against the Suzuki?
Are you going to be long?
Possibly quite a while, yes. This is full speed. This is as fast as we can go. It is a little embarrassing. The Suzuki wins the day.
Can you do that?
I could cut him off. I could cut him off in slow motion.
Bugger off. Oh,
We've only got a room here.
you're only little though. Jeez. I'm just gonna put my jugs down in here.
You're just going to let me start and turn it off.
Yo! Someone on the timer. 30 seconds, please. It's got a prostate problem. Yeah, it's fairly certain I could pee. It's over 200 mils.
Ooh.
We got 400 mils a minute. Oh, that maths is not even close. There's not even 30 litres an hour. Brendan, that might be what blew the fuel pump fuse. So we fanged a new fuel filter into it, and it gave us about 120 litres an hour of fuel flow, and we're looking silly again. The Suzuki will beat us. So it just does, it's just dead.
It's better.
Yeah, it's still kind of crappy though, Brendan. It's shitty.
Popping and
It's shitty,
farting.
buddy. It's shitty.
So just explaining a little bit of what we're doing here. Is it going to blow up? No? We've connected the amp gauge into the fuel pump circuit. Of course, we found the fuel filter initially was blocked and dirty and yuck. Jace, you just walked to my you just walked to my toolbox and you picked up a how much?
400 litre an hour fucking Wilbur.
400 litre an hour fuel wheelbarrow. I've got a 400 litre per hour wheelbarrow here.
That'll do it.
It's better than 100.
4 times is good.
I know
So
where it's going to go.
I can't sell it as a new pump to anyone, can I? But I can.
Does it come with warranty?
No warranty.
Footpath warranty?
Yeah.
There's no footpath here though. It's way
It's
way
concrete.
out
Because there's no concrete here, you don't get a concrete warranty.
there. Okay.
So no, it's just a pump.
That's still warm.
What are you pulling out of your fuel tank, Brendan? Because it doesn't look too good, buddy. Not looking good at all.
Filming it?
Yeah.
It's all falling apart, eh? Bloody truck. So you can go.
My truck.
Whose truck was that?
My truck.
13 to 18 amps.
What says it's mine?
She's taking ownership. We might need to put bigger wires through the whole truck because it's drawing 12.5 amps. What are we doing next? Yeah, we're good. Yep. Yep. Is that more flow? Hell yeah. I can shoot it off, please. I've run out of jug.
Oh my goodness. I think we might have enough fuel flow there.
How long was that?
Like 10 seconds.
Well, 10 seconds I was getting to the top of my jug.
Oh yeah, I get the test drive. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
It's a little bit bouncy. What's your way, chicken? He's a chicken! Don't run over the chicken. Is that chicken left yet? Yeah. Goes quite well. Permission from Brendan to hang the shit out of his truck. Do you think we should have?
Test drive.
Hold on. It's going to get a little bit bouncy. Oh, yeah. I think that goes sufficiently, eh?
Yeah, I reckon.
Our steering is a little bit average, eh?
Yeah.
Touch it.
Touch it. Run down to where the join is.
Oh, it's hot.
It's hot. Now we've got a big grunty pump in it. It hammers, like goes really good. But the wiring isn't big enough.
So you've changed wiring.
We need to run some big wire.
But it's going good.
Goes good?
Injectors don't need cleaning?
I don't think so. Hello, miss. What are your thoughts? You're thinking that's a big ass dip under there? But it goes good though.
LSD front and LSD rear now.
Alright. Very good.
That actually sounds a lot different, doesn't it?
You think that sounds different? Yeah. How's that?
Hasn't gone like that for a while. Hasn't gone like that for a while. Hasn't gone like that for a while. So that was on third, just put your foot into it. Oh, actually, I'll leave it on third now, eh?
But we best be careful because this is a good paddock, isn't it? And I'm going to get enough trouble for those marks over there.
Those marks?
Yeah, those ones.
You get
Look, I found the I dug up the pipe. Now go this way. Get down the quarry.
Yeah, that's third gear.
Leader in our pump at the back.
Yes.
And now we've stressed the crap out of the wiring. The wiring is actually getting a little bit warm. But it is going better.
Like that. Two-wheel drive.
Could you do that yesterday?
Definitely not.
No, we're going to. So you put all the Safari diffs in yourself?
Yes.
You got out the welder and put the nitrogen dampeners in the back and
Yep.
big shocks in it? All the arms? Did you make the arms or were they something you could buy?
No, we made the arms, the front arms are made out of high tensile steel. We just used all factory bushes,
Okay, yep.
so we can just buy everything off the ship.
And you've got an LSD. Oh, yep, there we go. LSD in the front and in the back.
Yep.
There does seem to be crop circles again.
Those are nice ones.
It's good, eh?
They're really nice.
How's my practice? I've been practicing.
That is really, really nice.
That's like almost a perfect circle, eh?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's good.
Yep. It was like third gear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how you spell test, isn't it?
Test, yeah.
Yeah.
Your turn. You might want two-wheel drive. that was in the glove box. That's for passengers, I presume. I presume that's a passenger safety device. That wasn't challenging enough, was it? We probably need to find the big challenging bits for this, but for torque wise,
So that's 1,000 RPM now.
it's actually, and it's actually less than that because your rev count is reading slightly high.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so,
1,100.
and it's still just ticking over,
Yeah, there's plenty.
and there's power to burn right there.
Oh, go up here, come on. See if I can get up here with the tight tyres, eh?
That was quite a steep one, wasn't it?
That's with tight tyres as well.
Gearbox? It's just an R151? Just a surf box, eh?
Yeah.
You haven't rebuilt it, or has it been rebuilt at all?
This one haven't. Nah, the first one,
Oh, you've blown one up.
no, I wouldn't say blown up. It's stuck in third with no drive, so I would say a selective fork is bent, which is relatively common in our series.
Yeah,
So it's not stuffed. It's just needs a bit of TLC.
That's why we put new fork.
But it's-
And so the Davies Craig with the radiator on the back, you run the Davies Craig helper.
Yes,
You found that made it a bit nicer
definitely.
because you did run it for a while without it.
Yeah, it was just you had to really watch it.
And you're certainly not scared to sit it on the limiter.
That's what it's for.
The limiter, yeah, for sitting on.
And that sounds great. People actually ask me to now because they've heard it on the limiter and they go. And sometimes I just like go for a Sunday cruise with the boys. And I'm just idling around, and they said, "Well, where have you left the limiter at home?"
Right.
So yeah, you just
You will always. It didn't take much encouragement with you on a motocross bike.
no.
So I don't think it would take much encouragement in a four-wheel
Oh, I
drive.
don't-
You never needed much encouragement.
I definitely fold under peer pressure pretty bad.
Yeah, like, can you please, and you're done.
Yeah, or the quite common one is you won't do that.
Right. So if you pop down there, hop down and feel your fuel pump wiring down there.
You got the eggs? Yep, yep.
Was that a little bit warm?
Without swearing. Oh yeah.
It's right in
So,
there.
so if the fuel is coming up, that means you got a bit of reserve in the bottom.
Yep. Cool.
Where all the crap sits.
All right. All good. We're happy now. You can go home. Well done. Thank you. Good to see you again. Thank you for loaning me your wife as my office lady.
That's all right.
Every morning.
She wants to bring it to work, so we can let her bring it to work now.
She can come. She can actually drive. It'll actually come to work now properly. And it'll be good to give it a run every week.
That's the plan.
So the job didn't quite go as planned, but that isn't too unusual when you're working on conversions and engine swaps. There's some videos from the other day's worth of work, so if you want to check those out, learn a bit more about Brendan's truck. But I really wanted to actually have a really in-depth talk about his truck. And yes, Brendan and Bronwyn did manage to get away four-wheel driving. Brendan did put new wiring through Bronwyn's truck, apparently. Apparently it's Bronwyn's vehicle. But if you guys have got any questions you want to ask, I reckon we should convince Brendan to come back and we'll ask some viewers questions. So if you've got some questions, throw them in the comments and I'll try and give Brendan a good reason to come back. We'll ask him some questions and get to know this truck a bit better. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have got this far, like, share and subscribe, and we'll talk to you again soon. Catch you later.